Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. We are continuing to explore a pretty unique factory here in Lakewood, now home to a lot of different artists, including one that was an architect turned jewelry maker.
I teach metalsmithing. I teach sort of to support my habit. I like to make things, and I like to make things out of metal, and I like to make things jewelry. So I'm in here almost every day, working on something or another, or teaching. I also am on the road quite a bit, so I've taught internationally, all over the country. It kind of evolved. So everybody that makes jewelry kind of starts with beads. And so that's where I started. It was actually when my kids were in junior high, we started making beaded jewelry together. And then I got really hooked on it. So I had a little change of career plan, and I opened a bead shop. And I ran GrandRiverBeads in Rocky River for 8 years. And then over the course of that time, I took some classes, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and I learned how to work with metal. So actually in between there was a little bit of wire working too. But then the metal sort of is where I'm parking, because I really like just working with metal. And I started out with copper, doing a lot of cold connections, and then I moved over to silver, and I'm just now starting to experiment a little bit with gold. Well, one thing, I have insomnia a lot, and so sometimes when I can't sleep, I engineer projects in my head. Now, they don't always turn out the way that I think that they will, but sometimes they do. And so, and there's a lot of inspiration out there. I mean, we have Pinterest and Instagram and blogs, and you go online and you're just not lacking for inspiring ideas. The actual construction is sort of secondary. I like figuring out how to do it and then making it and seeing if I need to change it or if it works the way that I thought. In my former life, I was an architect, so I built a lot of models, and part of that was, engineering the components and putting them together. A while ago, somebody showed me how to do, it's called pour painting, and basically you mix paint with some mixatives that make it a little bit more fluid, and then but it doesn't mix together. So it's just a style of painting that's kind of fun and not technical, doesn't require a high degree of artistic skill, and so it's just sort of a hobby. Teaching has sort of become, like I said, a way to support my artistic life, but surprisingly I've really come to enjoy it. The creative interaction between students and like-minded people is very stimulating, and students probably don't know this, but we instructors, we get almost as much inspiration as we hope we give to them, because just the exchange of ideas in an artistic environment is always just very stimulating. Well, I'm doing what I really, really love. I actually liked being an architect, but I didn't jump out of bed in the morning and want to get to work here. I look forward to coming in here. There's always something to do. There's always an idea to experiment with. So, it's just, I really enjoy it.
You can learn more about Grand River Bead Studio online, and that's also where you can find a list of upcoming classes.